Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. One more time, welcome to Kai Kai, to our third event of the season for the cooking class. And tonight, Chef Chris Paul, he's an interesting fellow as far as cooking is concerned. He's just a fusion. That's why he's a master chef in fusion cooking. Is that the word?
You're stealing my thunder. Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing? Yeah? I want to say welcome to Kai Kai. Some of you probably have already been here before. Special thanks to Carl and Diane just for having me out. So tonight, we're going to take you through some really favorite dishes that I really enjoy. For the dishes, I want you to hear a little bit about who I am. Because a lot of times you don't have the opportunity to say, well, I've eaten that food. I've eaten the food. Now, what about the chef? What's he about? So, I'm a master fusion chef. I'm 1 out of 7 of the world in master fusion. So I've really isolated myself knowing that fusion is that's where kind of my niche is. And when you say, well, chef, what's fusion? Does anybody know what fusion is? Come on, nobody. Come on. Yeah, it's two forces kind of fused together, right? So if I were to say to you, give me a country that you love the cuisine at. Madam? Cuba. Give me a cuisine. Italy. Cuban and Italy. What I would do is fuse those items together and present them beautifully on a plate. Now, and that's fun for me because it's kind of like a one-time thing. It's sort of duplicated, but it's based on your produce and what's in season, what's out of season. That's why we get to do fusion. We call it the fusion factor. I had the opportunity, owned 7 restaurants, didn't like it. My wife said, the restaurants or you, what are you going to do? Family or restaurants? So I had to choose. Because face it, reality, this is kind of a scary thing, but out of the profession of being a chef, we have the highest alcoholism rate and the highest divorce rate. Why? Is because we're married to our kitchen, yeah, and the alcohol's there. So I found that, right? I found that balance. And tonight, what the fun part is, almost every element that you are going to taste, it has alcohol in it. I don't drink with it, but I love to cook with it because it's a lot of fun. Once you put alcohol into the party, now it's a party, and it's a lot of fun to doing that. Along with the 7 restaurants, I kind of gave that up, of course, because I have 3 beautiful children, very happy with my children. I became a private chef. I realized that the private sector was quite amazing. Man, I cooked for Johnny Depp, Tony Robbins. I've had the opportunity to be with them and travel the world with them. And that has been like mind-blowing. I've got a chance to meet people that I've never thought I could meet. But the introduction is 1 out of 7. Well, that's pretty good, huh? That's a pretty good card. So we're going to start out with a fresh bruschetta. And the twist in the bruschetta, and please feel free to talk to me. This is interactive, right? You don't throw anything at me, but you can just tell me, hey, why are you using that, chef? Why are you doing that? And that's why we put also menu cards there. So you can actually, hey, I have a question about that, a question about this. But we're going to start out with the bruschetta. So this is the finished dish. This is what we're going to create. I use a baguette, a baguette. Now I toasted this. Who likes salt? Right? Oh man, everybody should put their hand up. Did you know there's 147 salts? 147 salts. That's incredible. And how many would you use? 1? No. So tonight, I'm going to introduce 3 different salts that you're going to taste, and you can actually buy those and put those on your table. Tell you, salt is just amazing. There's a black coal salt that I have that is unbelievable. It looks like pepper, but it tastes like salt. So I put a little bit of pink sea salt on this. Put a little bit of olive oil. Who likes olive oil? Yeah? Tell your neighbor, I love olive oil. Come on, tell your neighbor that. There you go. Man, olive oil is where it's at. I love olive oil. So we bake this off a little bit, and then the bruschetta part. And so if you've ever been to the islands, man, a little bit of pineapple, fresh tomatoes, because you got to have that. So we're going to mix that right in there. A little bit of pineapple. I put onions, caramelize. That word just makes me, oh yeah. Have you ever heard, caramelize, right? Take some onions and caramelize them. Put a little bit of vodka, I get excited. And then you just kind of brown that, yeah? And you add that to your bruschetta, and you place it on your bruschetta, and you're going to be tasting it now. My lovely assistant, Nicole, is finishing up right now. And then the killer part, which is just so cool, our chefs in the world, we call it chiffonade. Now say it with me, come on. Chiffonade, yes. So what it is a finely thinned slice of fresh basil, which we got here, by the way. Unbelievable produce here. I mean, I highly recommend everything that these guys have because it's already at the standards, right? I mean, you're already starting with an inferior product and making it amazing, and that's really what it's all about. So we put a little bit, you'll see on here, we put a little bit of sprinkled chiffonade basil, but the killer part, no, I shouldn't say killer, okay. I should just say the really good part is I've taken fresh balsamic and I reduced it for about 7 hours. My gosh, that's a lot of love. 7 hours? Yeah, 7 hours. And so what happens is, vinaigrette is just really loose, right? You have to play with it and reduce it. When you reduce something, it becomes thicker. And it becomes more tangible to what that really is. So a little bit of brandy. Actually, I cooked with a lot of alcohol. I'm just thinking about all the alcohol. Sorry. I swear you won't walk out of here drunk. It's cooked, okay? It's cooked. So that's what they all say. So then we just drizzle a little bit right on top. So blackberries, raspberries, balsamic, brown sugar, and brandy. What? Yeah, on your bruschetta, you're going to taste that in the elements. Do me a huge favor. During when I travel the world and I get classes, this is the first thing that I tell everybody. Wait for it. Smell your food. Guys, we don't smell our food. If you can't smell, you can't taste, right? I'm telling you, it brings on a whole new, I know you're going to be tempted to dive into that, bruschetta and eat it. Oh, let me eat it. Just do this. Oh, I'm telling you, you can smell the salt. You can smell the raspberries. You can smell the caramelization on the bread, right? All these factors play in the role when you actually smell it. Again, if you can't smell it, who likes salad? Yeah, oh man, almost more than half of you. So I love salad so much that I can't find a place that makes a salad the way I like it. I'm just really picky about it. You got to have fresh ingredients. And believe it or not, it's a living salad. And people don't get that. It's actually living. The lettuce was picked. You're going to eat it, and it's living. So it kind of helps you, right? So this is some of the items, and I'm going to bring this over here because I'm not going to bug these camera people. We got, who puts parsley in their salad? Yeah, I do too. Hey, we're the Parsley Club. Thump, thump. I also put basil. I love basil. Basil's just kind of an aromatic, just delicious kind of palate cleanser. I also like romaine, baby romaine. Have you guys seen this? Oh, you need to. Oh, it's so good. I'm telling you, this stuff is amazing. It's fresh, like they rinse it and then it's just like, sorry. Oh, see the flavor in that is just phenomenal. It's not cheap, right? It's not cheap. I don't even like to use that word cheap, but I mean, the taste of it, I don't want to sound like a cow, but it's really good, and you're going to have some. Yes, it's sweeter. See, she knows her stuff. We also have basil, and does anybody know what this is? Radish. Yeah. So one of my favorite radishes is the watermelon radish. Has anybody had it? Oh, man. It's so good. It doesn't taste like watermelon. It looks like watermelon, but it certainly tastes really good. So let's make the dish, because this salad we have, tell me if I have green in my teeth. You better come on, tell me, because it's embarrassing. So we start with the lettuce. Sometimes when I'm bored, I just pick it with my hands. But tonight I promise I wore gloves, so you're not going to actually taste my hands. A little bit of romaine, yeah. So we're just breaking this up. You're going to notice that it's kind of chopped. It's not fine. Some of them I didn't chop fine, like the actual basil and the parsley. I did chop fine because I don't want it to be overpowering. I want it to be tasted and smelled. You could taste it, but I don't want it to be overpowering because that can really. So the two incredible herbs that God made that are most powerful herbs, can you guess? First one is rosemary. Man, she doesn't play. It's strong, right? Then you got dill. Dill is powerful, and it loves fish. Yep. So after we put all this in here, I like to put other elements in my salad. I'm going to talk about the dressing because the dressing is on fire. I love making dressings. I have a patent dressing in BJ's and Costco. If you wanted to check it out, it's under Chef Chris Paul. I also have a little line of spices, a little plug to my friends out there. And we're developing more spices as they go. But the one spice I have is a green bean spice. Who likes green beans? Yeah? Because, I mean, the green beans are really powerful, really delicious. But this spice really, it intensifies it. Because I chop things up you couldn't imagine, like chocolate, like coffee. Like, what? Yeah, I love that reaction. What? I mean, your mouth's wide open. It's like, well, how could you put stuff in there? Oh, forgive me, Lord. No, I love it. I love playing with that. So, beets. Anybody like beets? Okay, real, transparent, yeah. Beets suck. The taste, no, just me. It's just me, right? Okay, the beets, I don't like the taste of them because they taste like earthy and flavor. That's great. No, it's good. That's all good. And it's probably really good for you. Not my beets. Okay, sweet and sour when you eat the beets. And with the salad, do me a big favor. You're going to love this. Taste everything individually because everything has a flavor of its own. The beets are sweet and sour. Love it. Nuts. Walnuts are coming to the party. Why? Because they're drowned in burgundy. And yeah, brown sugar, a little cinnamon, a little nutmeg. Yeah, and a lot of love. Who likes cheese? Yeah. Smoked Gouda. Oh, I love that sound. Yeah. And then what I did is actually put a little bit of course, radish we talked about, which was really good. My favorite is a watermelon. So I'm going to tell you how I make my dressing. It's by emulsification. And when I say emulsification is, you take any type of thing. You could take a banana, a pineapple, anything, add a little bit of vinegar, yeah, add a little bit of sugar, add a little bit of honey, a little bit of nectar, and then that fusion factor plays in. As you put it in the blender, you put it on high, and you slowly drizzle your olive oil, your fat, which causes to emulsify together. And it's so much fun. It's just a huge party when it comes to that. And you're going to be able to taste the pineapple. I put pineapple in here. Some of the recipes I put little on the side, and that's okay. If you have my business card, you can always email me. I'll give you the little secrets. So that way you go, wait a minute, he lied to us. That didn't taste like that, right? Hey, I got to keep some, pockets. In my pocket, I got to keep some secrets. So we mix that together. And the last thing, I love using apples. And right now I used a New York apple. And we also I soaked it, not in alcohol. You were waiting, I saw that. Everybody's like, what alcohol? No alcohol. It's actually got a little bit of nectar and a little bit of dark chocolate. I believe dark chocolate has more flavor than anything. And that's pretty much it. This is the complete dish. And I hope everybody has it right now. Has anyone ever had a poke bowl before? Yeah? Oh, cool. I love poke bowl. So it was invented in 1970. Can you guess where they invented it? Where? China? You would think that. Korea? You'd think that. Hawaii. Go figure, right? Of all places. But it's kind of cool because now poke means small pieces. Poke bowl. So it makes really sense. It makes sense in it. Just kind of put in ingredients and then kind of eat from there. And this is what I want to do. Here's the ingredients. Again, my poke bowl is complex because I'm about the taste. Cabbage, yeah, different from your green. This baby bleeds when you cook it, right? If you want a natural purple color to something, stick some cabbage in it. Yeah. Edamames, have you ever had these? Oh, they're fun, aren't they? These are poached and then freeze dried. Why I did that is because I want the outside to be a little bit mushy, but I want the inside to be, I want that crack when you eat it, right? Then, the main star, salmon. Now, what I've done with the salmon is, it's sort of similar to a ceviche, okay? So when you're going, oh man, I'm eating raw, it's not really raw, because I do put a little acidity. Now ceviche is not cooked by fire, it's cooked by acidity. So I added a little bit of lime juice in there, along with sesame seed, which is my fun friend. Yeah. Put a little bit of soy sauce also. And then sriracha, right? The hot. So that's, you're going to get a little bit of that, not too much. Who can handle heat here? Anyone? Oh, okay. Half the room can. Well, I'm going to put a lot more. Throw some more of it. No, I'm just joking. So sushi rice is really nice. I love sushi rice. Yeah. And you'll see the plate finished. I like to put everything again. It's about tasting and smelling and sharing, and that's what it's about. So you don't need to poke your neighbor, right? Because it's pokeball. Ha! That was funny. Sorry. Okay. So ginger is great by itself, but I asked raspberries to come to the party. So I poached it in raspberries, and I added a little bit of white sugar. Okay. So when you eat this, I served this to Tony Robbins, and the man cannot live without it. No, I'm serious. He'll call me and say, listen, I need my batch. And he lives locally, So when you taste it, it's like crack. I mean, I'm sorry. Was that overstepping? My name is Chris Paul. I'm your friend. Don't worry. Okay? All right. So seaweed is made fun because what you do is it's pulled from the sea. And when you're going to get your fish, just remember this. It shouldn't smell fishy. It should smell from the sea, right? So if it smells really fishy, then you need to leave it alone and don't buy it. And also the eyes too. The eyes will be actually clear when you look at the fish. Yeah, look at your fish. Yeah, it's important because the eyes will be clear, like really clear. If they're cloudy, no mas, don't buy it. It's bad. And if it smells fishy, of course, you don't want to gratitude. The salmon that I picked was actually an organic salmon. Picky again about my salmon. I've had some of fishermen down in Miami. They give me the best of the best. And this is one of the things I like to do. I like to go to your home. And I take your wine and go, hey, let's play. And we do like a 5, 6, 7 course, right? And we just have fun with wine and food. That's what I love to do, right? The restaurant I've done the books, I've done TV, yeah? But that to me is fun. If I can say, hey, we like this cab, chef. Would you match it with 7 courses? I'll be like, yeah, come on, bring it on. See, that's just fun to me. That's just fun. So getting back to the poke bowl, we've put it in different sections in your poke bowl. So you start with sushi rice, which I love because you know what? It's salty, it's vinegary, it's sweet. Have you noticed that when you get a sushi roll? Yeah? And start with that. Then you got the ginger. You got this element of ginger. Then you got your salmon. Yeah. You got your cabbage. You got your peas. And then, of course, this is one of my favorites. Can anybody guess what this is? Spicy mayo. Yeah. Very, very good. Yeah. So I like to put a little bit of this just in the middle, and you can see it when you see it tonight. When you see it in the bowl, you'll actually see a little bit of that spicy mayo. There is definitely a way to eat this. Eat it all, right? And taste it. Go by and just taste each element because it's quite amazing. What have I forgotten? I think we're good. They're almost done here. Avocado. Does anybody like avocados? Yeah? So I didn't do anything with the avocados. I didn't soak them. I didn't to keeping avocado. Great question. So acidity. Lemon, lime, bring it to the party and it will not brown. Same thing with apples, right? You put a little bit of lime or lemon on an apple and it won't brown. Because I'll tell you, if it looks brown, I ain't eating it. Ew, nasty. It shouldn't be that color, right? So I think the last thing I did was we put a little bit of sesame seed on there. I like sesame seed oil. Now you'll see some in the store. I would recommend you buying something that's toasted sesame compared to sesame seed oil that's not toasted. When you smell it, you can actually smell that yeah. And then of course if you smell it, it's going to taste like that. So oil is used as emulsification, right? You can emulsify a lot of things with oil. When you use a sesame seed oil, you will see, if I went here and put this here, and then I put the sesame seed oil here, you will see such a light difference It's a lighter product. So in my eyes, lighter means less flavor. Darker means heavier flavor. And so that I want it to be intensified flavor of the sesame seeds. I've also put a little bit of that in the rice too. Well, the complete meal would be not complete without dessert, right? Who likes dessert? Yeah. So what I did is I chose a fluffy dessert. When I say fluffy, everything is homemade, but I didn't want to drown your palate in chocolate. I wanted to do something, that's the next show. Even though I do love chocolate, and we do finish it with chocolate. So pound cake. Who likes pound cake? Right? I always think about my grandmother cooking pound cake fresh, in the kitchen. And as soon as you walk in, you'd smell that smell, and you were like, okay, I'm hungry. Let's eat, come on. But the best part of pound cake, I found, was the batter. Right? Does that sound crazy? I ate so much batter, my stomach got upset. But it was worth it. It was worth it all. So I baked this fresh pound cake for you, if you see it here. But I wanted to also add peaches. Who likes Georgia peaches? Yeah, I love Georgia peaches. Yeah, so what I did is actually poach these. Are you waiting? Are you waiting for it? You waiting for it? Okay. Coconut rum. Little bit. And then I seared it with a little bit of white chocolate in there. So you're going to taste the white chocolate that's inside. But again, it's about reduction. So what I love to do, I did on Lifetime. I did a series on Lifetime, Cooking with Chef Chris Paul. And what I would do to the cameras, I would play with the cameras. And I would play with the audience. And it's just fun, right? Life is too short. And I wish they would, and this is what Emerald would say, they invent smell-o-vision. Like you'd scratch the TV and smell it. Hey, our technology will get there one day. So we're going to add a little bit of that nectar, or not nectar, a little bit of the reduction of your coconut rum. This is just the start, because a lot of times pound cake should be moist. My daughter hates that word. I'll say, you want some brownies? They're nice and moist. And she'll go, Dad, I hate that word. I love teasing her. So, yes, I add a little bit of the sauce. What's going to happen, even if your pound cake comes out not moist, this sauce will make it moist. I promise. So add a little bit of this. Now you don't want to add too much, It's just because, it just could be too much. Then I put a little bit of the peach right on top, because it's about texture. It's about love, right? Love in your food. Right there, like that. Then I love to make my own whipped cream. I love to make whipped cream. It's so easy to make. Heavy cream, little sugar, a lot of fun. Whip it up. Hey, right? So, again, just a little. And you'll actually, when you eat the whipped cream, you'll actually taste the flavors in that. It's not just normal whipped cream, but if you can guess it, we're giving away a brand new car. No, I'm just joking. Yeah. There is an element in there that is subtle, but it's there. So who likes whipped cream? Everybody like whipped cream? Yeah? Okay, about half of you. That's good. All right, so you don't want to put too much, because then you kind of lose the. But I like my whipped cream. Is that too? I'm sorry. Did I do that? Okay. White chocolate. Yay! Who wanted chocolate? Young lady said chocolate, right? Somebody. Well, there you go. That's you. So we're gonna shave a little bit of white chocolate. I like to say this is snow for South Florida. And that's great. Yeah, and that's all, please. That's it. And that's my closing act. No. Shave a little bit on there. Again, I like a lot, just because you can see, and when you see, okay, you're getting it. Yeah, you guys you're seeing it. The white chocolate is shaved on there, and you can actually see it. Even though there's a lot of white on the plate, there's also other flavors. How's it taste? Everybody get it yet? Did you taste the elements of the sweet? Try the whipped cream by itself. Yep, I just saw you do that. How is it? It's not creamy, overpowering, but it's a little sweet, right? Powdered sugar, a little powdered sugar. And then we put a little bit of strawberry on there to kind of change it up. That's my shorta cake. You like it? Yes. Thank you, guys. This has been a lot of fun.